Constitution, and that's attitude number 1. That the saying, approvals, the doings of the Prophet is part of the Constitution. Attitude number 2 is obedience. And obedience can be taken from the meaning of these verses. It is not fitting for a believer, man or woman, when a matter has been decided by Allah and His Messenger, to have any option about their decision. If anyone disobeys Allah and His Messenger, he is indeed on a clearly wrong path. So obedience to the Constitution, the absolute obedience to the Constitution, is number 2. And by no means we believe that we are cancelling our mind or our thinking or our will by that. No. One can do whatever he likes, even go against the Constitution, but then he will be held accountable for that. There is no oppression here. You have the choice, but you know the results of the two paths. If you apply the Constitution, you know the result. If you don't, you know the result, and you have the full choice, and you will be accountable for that. And the time for accountability is the Day of Judgment, which is a third component of time. Attitude number 3. That we know that Allah the Lord never ever forget anything in the Constitution is correct and right. Even if we don't see it now, even if He speaks about the future, it is right. So this is our attitude. Obedience, following the Messenger, and complete trust in the Constitution. Dear American who are listening to this message, to this tape, the combination of our understanding to time, our belief in the Constitution that I have explained the criteria to you, and our attitude to this Constitution forms our vision to ourselves, how we see ourselves. We see ourselves as a culture, as a nation, who have a civil, useful purpose that he can, i.e. the culture, reveal it to the whole mankind. So we have a purpose in life, and everything we do serve a purpose. This is the practicality, or this is one practical point of how do we look to ourselves. As long as we have a Constitution that we believe that it is so correct, so complete, so practical. So we are having here a purpose that we can tell to the whole mankind. Also, the practical point here, that we look to ourselves as a Muslim nation, regardless of where a subculture or individual is living, is one body. Actually, the Prophet said in one of his says that the whole Muslim is like one body. If a part is suffering, the whole body will suffer. Now that probably will explain why Muslim all over the world react when Muslim in a faraway land get harmed. This is because of the Constitution. This is because how we look to ourselves. Another practical point of looking to ourselves having Constitution and to our understanding of time as I explain it, that this make us look to ourselves as part, an integral part in the universe, the whole universe, which means that we deal with the environment responsibly, we deal with animals responsibly, and certainly if we deal with environment and animals responsibly, it goes without saying that we deal with any human responsibly. Dear listeners, please do not think that I am here trying to convince you that we are having the best constitution or the right constitution. I am not trying here to convince you by Islam. Not at all. I am here just trying to explain to you our constitution, which is the identity, which is the way that we look to ourselves. Now, whether you believe that this is right or you believe that this is wrong, this is beside the point. Do not forget that, please. I'm just trying to explain from a personal perspective how I think that the Muslim culture and the Muslim nation look to themselves. This explanation of how do we look to ourselves, it can probably, I think, make you understand certain stance, behavior, and attitude from the Muslim culture. For example, when we understand that death is the start of the second component of time, you certainly would like to start it nicely. You would like to be transferred from the first component of life, of time, to the second component of time in a nice manner. You came to the first, or I came to the first component of time by the event of giving birth. Now, when I go to the second component of time, I don't want to go there by killing myself. That's why suicide is forbidden in the Islamic constitution. Islamic constitution tells us that religion has come, or Islamic Sharia has come to preserve 5 things in the order of consequence that I tell you now. The Sharia came to preserve the religion. The Sharia second came to preserve the being, i.e. the body, the life. Third thing, the Sharia came to preserve the mind. Fourth thing, Sharia comes to preserve what we call it ird, and what I don't know its translation in English, but it is a collective meaning of family, marriage, relationship of the family, and so on and so forth. It's a collective meaning. And finally,